Today is Christmas Eve, and when I woke up, it was snowing outside. It didn't last for too long, but it was such a nice way to start this day off and knowing that we would have snow on the ground for Christmas. So today, we're taking it pretty easy. We're not doing anything too crazy. We're gonna head over to the Upper East Side to kick things off to get a coffee at Ralph's. I've heard amazing things about Ralph's. There's a bunch of different reviews for it, so I really wanted to go and check it out. Ralph's has amazing branding. It was absolutely beautiful inside. There was a bit of a line, but honestly they moved through it quite quickly, so it wasn't that bad. You didn't have to stay outside for too long. The only thing I'll say about this place is I think it's slightly overrated. I don't know if it was maybe good in the past, and then, you know, tourism and the demand and afford and everything, maybe it dragged it down a bit, but I have had better coffees in this city, and Ralph's definitely didn't make my list, so I would go for the experience. Like, it's such a beautiful shop. They have it decorated so nicely, and it's attached to the actual clothing store too, so then you can take your coffee and walk around there. But it is expensive, and I don't find that the coffee's that great. I'm so sorry. I know people are in the comments are gonna have different opinions, but that's mine. So once I left Ralph's, I turned the corner and was on Madison Avenue, which is incredible. So Madison Avenue is known for having all these really high-end designer shops. So I made sure to go for a walk down here. I can't remember what number street I started at. I feel like it's 52nd or something like that. But I walked from there all the way down into like Midtown and Times Square area. So I went for a beautiful walk here and got to see all these different shops and was looking around. I shot these for my mom because she likes Christmas mice. Chanel, which is my favorite designer, I can't afford yet, but I did manage to go in there and look around. I definitely looked out of place, but they were kind to me for letting me explore. And then it just felt like every block I went, I saw something different and beautiful, or a store that, you know, I've only heard of before, and it was an incredible little journey. I really enjoyed this walk. I would recommend it. And it wasn't too cold this day either. It finally started to warm up. The cool thing about it is it connects you eventually to like the Rockefeller Plaza, which is what we're looking at here. So I ended up here in the middle of the day to see the tree, and look how busy it is compared to when I first came down here on one of the first days. But the cool thing too about the Rockefeller Center is that at the bottom of the building where all the like food vendors are, there's public washrooms, and they keep them really clean. So I appreciate that. I stopped there a couple times. And then I headed over to Times Square, intentionally this time, because we all know I've ended up there several times unintentionally. But this time it was for ramen. So this is a traditional ramen place that they actually started in Tokyo and then brought some branches over to the United States. It's really cool because you get these like solo booths where nobody can disturb you, and that little like placemat or whatever, they removed that to put your bowl, but I never got to see the face of the people that served me, so that was interesting. This was delicious, and though it wasn't a freezing cold day, it was still a cold day, and it really helped warm the soul. There's all sorts of add-ons and stuff that you can get in it, but yeah, that broth was delicious. Once I left there, I needed to find a dispensary, and there's one in Times Square that just opened called Charlie Fox, and look how gorgeous it is. Like, dispensaries get such a bad rap for being like sketchy and stuff like that. Like, look at this! It was amazing! It's brand new. If you're in Times Square, it had good pricing too. Like, go check that out. And then I was gonna go to the MoMA, but they wouldn't let me in with my coffee, so I'm gonna do that another time. But then I headed off to Central Park. Central Park, of course, has been featured in like a billion movies and TV shows, and I really just wanted to go for a nice walk, even though I've done tons of walking at this point this day. I was so tired by the time I got home. But yeah, look at all the people just enjoying it. It's finally warm enough to explore Central Park. I started near Columbus Circle, which is like where Midtown is, and I'm walking up to the next transit station, which is about 10 blocks, so
I'm getting a little preview of it today. It's so beautiful. It snowed here this morning and it just has all the Christmassy vibes, so I'm freaking loving that. But yeah, little Christmas walk. I've been walking all day. I walked down to Madison Ave earlier from like 52nd all the way down. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, that's what's going on today.